welcome or welcome back to the channel. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you're good and welcome to this big old manga haul. I feel like every video I have my shit less and less together. I washed my hair today and I just couldn't be bothered to blow dry it, and it's dried really funny. So my fringe is doing weird things. What's new? And also I've decided to film this at 11 o'clock at night, even though I've literally had so much time to do this, and I don't really need to do it now, but I want to, because this box has been sitting here like nearly all week and I've been waiting until I can film it, and I can't wait anymore, so we're doing this. This is the box. It's from SciFier. I ordered 27 volumes and I didn't like that figure and it bothered me after I'd ordered it. So I also have these because I ordered 3 more volumes, so it should be an even 30, because the fact that it wasn't even was stressing me out. A lot of what I've ordered from SciFier is continuations of series, and I've bulk bought from series, so I don't think this is necessarily going to take us ages to go through, and she says, and also obviously I won't be very good at explaining what most of these are about, especially if they're new ones, and to be honest, even if I'm like 16 volumes in, I probably still can't explain it to you, because I can never explain shit. So without further ado, let's get on with it. We're going to do this one first. These are pre-loved. I did open this because I got it off Vinted and I needed to confirm delivery and make sure they were okay. So let me get these out. Okay, so I kind of bought these on a whim because I'm trying to branch out in my genres. I read a lot of like shonen and is it pronounced seinen? I guess basically stuff aimed at guys. This makes the majority of what I read. I don't read any kind of like or not a lot of like romance or josei. I don't know all the terminology yet, but I don't read huge amounts of it. I guess like even the comedy series like Way of the House Husband, which I read, are aimed at guys. So I'm just trying to branch out, and I genuinely, if I'm honest, don't really understand all the different types, because I watched an anime recently that was a shoujo and I didn't realize it was a shoujo because it didn't feel like what I thought a shoujo was. And when I said this to my friend Emmy, she was like, please just disregard, because they just put things even though not necessarily, you know. So I don't really understand. So I don't know what this is, but I thought it looked fun. I've seen it in a couple of places on MangaTube and BookTube, and I was like, do you know what, I'm going to just give it a go, because it was the first 2 volumes for like £10. So I got the first 2 volumes of the Yakuza's Bias, sorry. And this, okay, so this, I think this is like a comedy, and it's basically this guy works for the Yakuza and he is tasked with looking after like the boss's daughter, I think, and has to take her to a K-pop concert, and he has no idea what K-pop is, and then this guy, this idol, becomes his bias and he becomes like a K-pop stan. I think it sounded fun. It sounded a bit different to what I usually go for, so I thought I would just give it a go. Also, having just kind of got into K-pop myself, I just find the idea of like a Yakuza mobster getting really into K-pop very entertaining. So I thought, sod it, I saw them for £10 for both of them, plus shipping, I went for it. Manga count 2. Then we have this one, which I'm pretty excited about this one. Okay, hang on. So I ordered this from Blackwell's and I haven't actually looked at it, so I hope it's in okay condition. It's actually in really good condition. I mean, I think it is new, but for some reason I just expected this to be in not great condition. This series, I don't know how easy it's going to be to find, and I'm really only getting it because it's Haruaso, and if you've been on the channel for any length of time, you know that Haruaso is fast becoming one of my absolute favourite mangakas. He does Alice in Borderland and Zombie 100, which are 2 of my absolute favourite things, and there's also this, which is Hide and Closer. I don't really know what this is, but I bought it. I'm just going to read the back to you. I really don't know what this is. I added it to my list because it was like it was Haruaso's like first work or one of his early works, and I just decided to get it. When was it first published? 2008, so it's fairly old. Shunpei Closer has low self-esteem and doesn't seem to be good at anything. His teddy bear hide was a gift from Shunpei's grandfather, Alcid Closer, who was the king of sorcerers. After a mysterious attack, Shunpei learns that he is the target of sorcerers all over the world. With Hyde as his main protector and teacher, Shunpei must learn how to gain confidence in himself and use the magic that he has inherited to battle the dark forces that now threaten him. That does sound good. It's like a killer teddy bear. Seriously, I give up with this fringe. I might just shave it off. Not really. Can you imagine? Oh my gosh. So yeah, this does actually sound pretty good. I don't know whether this is... It was quite expensive on Amazon. Like, it wasn't too bad. How much was it? I can't even remember. I ordered it so long ago. Oh, yeah. It was okay on Blackwell's. It was like less than £8, like £7.50. But I don't know. I feel like this is one that I'm going to have to hunt down because if I remember rightly, didn't seem to be any. But this is new. And that what I thought was damaged is just tiny. So I just wanted it because it was Haruaso and I'm just trying to collect all his stuff, okay? And now the main event, the big old SciFier box. So let's see what we have. First thing I want to just shout out for SciFier is how freaking well they package their stuff. You can't see this. Can I lift it? Let me lift it. Oh god, I got it. Look at it. Look how well packaged everything is. You've got the big bubble wraps around the side, and then they're in like these little bubble wrapped sections, and I love that. I just love the care that they put into it. Shout out SciFier, you guys rock. To start us off, we have an absolute shit ton of free bookmarks. So many. Quite a few different designs, some are the same, quite a lot of them are the same, but I mean, I'm literally never gonna want for a bookmark ever again. I have quite a lot of bookmarks anyway. I think I saw somewhere like a breakdown of all the different designs they have. I love this one. How retro. Yeah, so I mean, we love a freebie. I'm gonna go through them later. Oh my god. If anyone needs any bookmarks, you know where to come. Me or SciFier. I have no idea how this is packaged. I don't know what order this is in. I'm just gonna grab a bundle and we're gonna find out together, because I'll be honest, part of me's forgotten what I've ordered. Okay, so first up, I finally bought the 3rd volume of ID Invaded. I read the first 2 volumes of this quite a while ago, and I didn't fully understand what was happening, but I really liked the art, and I was kind of intrigued by the story, but I was confused. And it turns out for good reason, because I'm pretty sure it was that manga dude did a video where he was reading like books that subscribers had suggested to him, I think. And he talked about ID Invaded and said that it's a follow-on to the anime. Well, I've not been watching the anime because I was waiting till I read the manga, and it turns out I need to do it the other way around. So I thought I'm going to buy the 3rd one, I'm going to watch the anime, and then I'm going to read it through again, and it'll probably make more sense. But this is the one where the guy kind of like comes to and he's driving a car and he doesn't remember who he is and he doesn't know what's going on, but there's none of the cars have brakes and there's been a murder and he's like a detective, and it's so strange, but I was vibing with it. I was just vibing confusedly. So now I know I'll watch the anime and then I can read this. We then have volume 8 of Keiju number 8, a series that I've been really enjoying. I think I'm up to 6. 6 is my next volume, so I still have a couple to read, but I was like, well, I know I'm going to want to continue reading it because I've been having such a good time with it. This is about a guy called Kafka Hibano, who really wants to join this like Keiju Defense Force. I think that's what they're called. I'm so good with names. So amazing. This is what you come here for. The accurate explanation of all these series that I claim to love. I do love them. I'm just really not good with names. Just like in real life, I'm not good with names. But he wants to join this like Keiju Defense Force, and that's not what it's called, but he wants to join them and fight Keiju, but then he becomes part Keiju, and I'm just having such a good time with it. I'm pretty sure volume 9 is in here somewhere. We'll find it together, because this is not the next volume of Tokyo Aliens that I need, so I think the next one is in there. This is a series that I was really enjoying, and then I think it was volume 4, still really enjoyed what was in it, but it was like, oh, that's the point, it was really like stiff and hard. They changed like the paper stock. and this is still like it. So it's just like, I don't know, I don't know what they've done to the paper, but I don't like it. Like, it just feels grim, but the content is enough that I want to continue collecting it. It's just annoying. This is where there are aliens on Earth, but humans don't know about it, and there's obviously needs to be an organization to monitor them and make sure that they are, you know, sticking to their travel visas and not breaking any laws. We are following these two high schoolers. One of them was already a member of this organization and one of them has just kind of joined it, and there's a mystery going on, and it's honestly just a really good time. Convinced that there is something going on between the two high schoolers, but not confirmed, but it's given that vibe. Oh, this is so much nicer. This feels so much like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, look. Why? What? You know? Not sure why they've done that. Anyway, I've got the next volume of Given. Because, weirdly, I pre-ordered volume 9. But I don't have volume 8. Just hadn't ordered it. I'm not really sure why I did that. So we fixed it. This is such a lovely series about, like, this group of young men that are in a band and are, like, there's, like, romance going on, and it's mostly very wholesome. It's just lovely. It's just about their relationship and trying to make it work in the band, and the music that they make together. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Next bundle. Oh, yes, I forgot about that one. Sorry, hang on. Next bundle. It's a very good bundle. Okay, so do you know what? Actually, I'm gonna open another bundle because I know there's more of this series. 1 second. You know what I could do? I could have done is opened all the bundles, put all the series together, and then open them all together, so that I'm not going, oh, I'm pretty sure there's another one of this in here. I'll do that from now, okay? I'll do that from now. I got excited, I got carried away, I just started opening things without really thinking about, you know, the fact that I'm filming this as a video. I knew I had it. So we also have volume 9. I don't need to explain this again, I just explained it. But I did know that I had it. And just to confirm, there's volume 5. So it definitely would have been easier to open it all, but here's volume 5. Same issue. Everything else is just so, like, it's just got that little give, and just, it feels so stiff. That's what she said. Okay. Confirmation. Let's move on. Finally, I have volume 10 of The Way of the House Husband. I love this series so much. We're following a guy called Tatsu, who used to be in the Yakuza, and he retired, and now he's a house husband. And he approaches every household task exactly as he would a Yakuza job, or a hit, if you will. There's just something so entertaining about this series. It's a real good little palate cleanser. It doesn't require too much brain power. There is kind of like, I'm not even sure that there is an overarching plot, kind of like things come back, but it's all just a good time. It's all good fun. Yeah, love that series. Can't wait to continue that. And let's just get the other Yakuza thing that I've ordered, because we have Retired Yakuza, Yakuza Getting into K-pop. We also have the Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting. I think this sounds so fun. This sounds so fun. I think this has been described to me as a cross between The Way of the House Husband and Spy Family, which I'm here for. Genuinely here for. And this guy is basically like the right hand of the crime boss. Is that right? The right hand man of this Sakuragi crime family. And he is very scary and ferocious, and he is nicknamed the Demon of Sakuragi, and then he gets given the job of babysitting the boss's daughter. This is the heartwarming, or is it blood-curdling story of a little girl and her Yakuza caretaker. It sounds cute, it sounds fun, I'm here for it. So with Hide and Closer, we've already unboxed one Harasso, and we also have these. So I've got 9, 10, 11, 12 and 13 of Zom 100. This is a series I've been absolutely loving recently. I was told it was just going to be like a fun zombie comedy, and yet it arrived at a time where I was going through some stuff, and the connection that I feel to it is quite strange. I had like existential crisis reading it. I was crying. It's not what I was expecting to happen with a zombie comedy. Do you know what I mean? But following Akira, who wakes up one day and the zombie apocalypse has happened, and all he can think is, yes, I don't have to go to that job that I hate anymore, the one that literally sucks the life out of me. I was reading this when my last job fell apart. If that gives you any inclination of where my headspace was and why it maybe hit a little too close to home. So he's just excited he doesn't have to go to work, and he starts making a bucket list of all these things that he never did because he was always working and it was always about work, and he's ticking them off during the zombie apocalypse. And he's obviously picked up other people along the way. I love everybody in this series. It makes me laugh, it makes me cry. I'm very excited to continue it. I'm not sure how I feel about number 11 having such a different spine. Like, apart from the occasional splatter, they're all kind of just block colour. But this one, the cover kind of wraps around that. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Is it weird to get really hung up on that? And also the writing is in yellow, and I'm pretty sure that all the rest are either white or black. I'm not going to fixate on it, maybe a little bit, but this is one of my favourite series. I'm really, really enjoying it. So can't wait to see what Akira and the gang are getting up to next. And then more Harasso, because we have 4, 5 and 6 of Alice in Borderland. However, 5 is bent, which is a shame. No, it's pretty bad. Like, there's a big crease. So I might just message them about that and just see if we can get that replaced. Because this is genuinely one of my favourite series, and I'm not sure that I want one with such a big crease in it. So I have talked about this quite a lot on the channel because I discovered it towards the end of last year and quite quickly got invested in it. This is about this guy called Ryohei, and him and a couple of his friends are kind of like looking for a bit of an escape, and they see this firework display and get transported to another world. It's like an isekai? One of those, but not a cute one. They get transported somewhere anyway, and they have to play in these games to earn a visa. And if you don't play the games and your visa runs out, then this beam of light comes down from the sky and kills you. So you kind of have to play the games, but you could also die during the games because they're really dangerous. There's different types of games. There's this whole big plot that's been going on with like all these other characters that are in the games. I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed. I'm going to see if I can get number 5 fixed or changed, but I'm so excited to have more of this on my shelves because I'm caught up to what I own and I need to know what happens because I feel like every bind up leaves on a massive cliffhanger. I then got the next 2 volumes in a series that I started like last year, and they're not super easy to get. They tend to be quite pricey or just seem to be out of stock every time I'm trying to get them. So it's been on the back burner, but the first 3 volumes that I read I adored, and that's Gangster. My friend Emmy will be very pleased about this. In fact, I know she's pleased because I sent her what I ordered and all she replied was Gangster in capital letters. So we've got volumes 4 and 5. This is set in this town, or like this, it's a place, I guess it's kind of like a town, and you know, like mafia type people, gangs kind of run it, you know, like there are police, but they kind of just let people handle their own shit unless they really have to get involved, kind of. And we've got these 2 guys. This is Nick, or Nicholas, and this is Warwick, and they're the handymen, and they kind of get jobs from both sides. So like from the gangs and from the police, and they kind of just take care of shit. So like there are police, but I don't really know that they don't really have much control. There are also people called Twilights in this, of which Nick is one, and they basically are just kind of superpowered, but not like Marvel or anything, but just like stronger, higher endurance, better fighters, quicker, you know, things like that. And if I remember rightly, because it's been a while, but I think something happened with the Twilights, which has kind of led to this town or place being sectioned off from the rest of the world, but that might be bullshit. Do I even remember what this series is about? I remember I was having a really good time with it, so I might just need a refresher because, like I said, it's been a damn while, but it's really, really good. Nicholas is one of my favourite characters, not just from Gangster, but like I like him a lot. Like I'm excited to see what's going to happen with him because, oh, I forgot to say, he's deaf, and that is worked into the story really well because he's obviously the Twilight. He's like the one that does so much of like the fighting and the kicking ass, and he's deaf, and they talk through like sign language, or he reads lips, and he very, very rarely talks, but when he does, it's kind of factored in to the way that it's formatted. It's just so good, and it's so cool to see a disabled character being an absolute badass as well. Like, I love that. This is not like a light read though. Like, I know a lot of what I'm talking about is like gangs and stuff, but this can get quite dark. I don't know why I laughed. Okay, we have two more where I'm continuing series that I already have. I bought volumes 2 and 3 of Dead Company. I read volume 1 this year. Yes, very recently, and I really enjoyed it. It's kind of like a battle royale type situation where we're following a guy that has survived one of those types of games and is not doing well. He's struggling, and he gets kind of headhunted to come and work for this game company where they want to use his experience to make the games worse, which is, well, to make them more realistic, which if you think about it is fucked up on its own. But he takes it because he is literally like at his wit's end. He doesn't know how he's going to get back into like society at this point. He's not coping. He doesn't think he can hold down like another job, like a regular job. So he takes it, and then shit gets weird. There's bunny heads. It gets weird. I really enjoyed the first one. It is like a 3-volume and done, like ID Invaded. So I decided to get it because the first volume, I think I gave it like a 4, but I was intrigued enough that I need to know what else happens. And then the last one that continues the series is one I'm so excited for because I read volume 1 of this really recently and I'm obsessed with it just off the basis of that one volume. If you've seen my vlog recently, any of my vlogs recently, you probably know what I'm talking about. Is the Summer Hikaru Died, volume 2. I read volume 1 of this for a vlog recently. Oh, it's for the trying the 9 manga, so of which the Yakuza's Guide to Babysitter is going to be one. I forgot to say that. And I didn't expect to love this as much as I did. I just noticed this is teen. Okay, The Summer Hikaru Died is about this guy Yoshiki and this guy, although that is when he's a kid. That is Hikaru. Now, Hikaru has died, and Yoshiki knows that Hikaru has died, but something that looks like Hikaru is just going about his life, but Yoshiki knows it's not him. Weird stuff started to happen in the town. The art in this is so good because the way that the mangaka makes like shadows and really brings like dimension to the page is one of the best I've ever seen, to be honest. Like, the art style in this just blows me away because it's got all this like weirdness, this general creepiness, but it's just so beautiful. A bit like Tokyo Aliens, there appears to be something more between them, but I'm not 100% sure how that's gonna play out, how that's going to be looked at. It's just the vibe that I'm getting. So still obsessed with these covers. This kind of block color with the character just makes it stand out so much. Genuinely so excited for this series. I can't wait to see how it goes. I just really hope that I like the rest of the series as much as I loved volume 1. So the last stack that we have is All Starting New Series. I'm going to go through these 3 first because they are more of the 9 manga that I want to read this year. 9 manga series I want to start this year, which has obviously spiraled. This is the 9 that I picked on my little graphic and I'm doing vlogs for, and so I bought technically the next 4 because I bought the Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting as well, but I also got Trojan X. I think it's Trojan X. This is by the same mangaka that does Tokyo Ghoul, and I've heard mixed things, I'm not gonna lie. Some people say that like the first volume is not great, but that the series gets better as you go. So I'm kind of going into it expecting it to be okay, but at the same time, like, it does feel like it should be a bit of me. So this is about best friends Tokyo. I want to say Tokyo, but I think it's not going to sound like Tokyo. It's going to be Tokyo and Azuma. They do everything together. Azuma is the cooler one, and then Tokyo gets attacked by this superhuman mutant thing called a Trojan and becomes a Trojan. And I guess it's dealing with that change. I know the art will be good because I love the art in Tokyo Ghoul, although that I don't know who that character is, but my god. That is a chin. Anyway, probably shouldn't be flicking through it. This is a really lovely volume. Look at that. I don't really know what else to say about this. I know I've heard mixed things, but a couple of people have said that they think I will really enjoy it. So I think it is going to be my sort of thing. And obviously, it being from a mangaka that I've enjoyed work from in the past does help. So yeah, I'm excited for it. This stack is getting precarious. Then I've got what I believe is an absolute classic series. I've got Gantz. Gantz? I'm pretty sure it's called Gantz. That's what we're going to go with. This is plastic wrapped. So I know, and it has a parental advisory sticker on it. I've heard that it is pretty wild, but I want to know when it was for readers 18 plus. Makes me more excited. Let me just take the plastic off because I want to see when it was written, when it was first published. 2000. Yeah, that tracks. So I think this was published in 2000, which I feel like even just off the front, I feel like the character design has this very kind of 90s vibe to it. So if this, let me just actually see when this, where's my phone? Here. Yeah, okay, so it started in 2000, so right on the cusp of it, and there's just something about it. I haven't read a lot of like 90s I haven't read any 90s manga, but I've seen like 90s anime stuff knocking about, and there's just something about those character designs that is giving me that kind of vibe, which I kind of love. This is about schoolmates Key don't know, and Missoura. They're struck dead by a speeding train, but a split second later they're alive, trapped in a room with other reanimated strangers and an ominous black sphere that soon flashes a dire message. All of your old lives are gone. I will decide how to use your new lives. The orb supplies them with high-tech weapons and places them in a strange televised game to hunt a bizarre alien, but the team soon discover that the game is deadly serious and the dead can still die. I mean, that sounds amazing. This is a Dark Horse, which makes sense because I was about to say this is the same kind of like proportions as the Kurosagi Corpse Delivery Service omnibus that I have, where they're kind of still like, none of you are regular size. Here, they're kind of still like the regular, oh my god, it's actually shorter. So they're actually shorter than like a standard manga. But then they're 3 volumes, so they're chunky. I did find the Kurosagi one a little unwieldy, but I think this is going to be a really good time. The same as Kurosagi, so both of them will be worth it. Then we have this really beautiful hardback, which, despite all its protection, is slightly damaged, which I didn't notice when I first unboxed it, but I think I'm going to message them about that one as well because it wasn't cheap. It's volume 1 of The Drifting Classroom by Kuzio Umez. Wow, pronunciations are my strong point. Quite a few people have told me that I'm going to really like Umez because I really like Junji Ito. I know that Eclectic Collector has read Cat-Eyed Boy, and I mentioned that I was picking this up, and he said in his reply that Umez is like one of the big horror mangakas and inspired Junji Ito. So that's exciting because I haven't read any Umez, and I had seen the one about the weird girl, Ochuri? Oh, I'm not sure. This one. I'd seen this a few times and hadn't picked it up because I wasn't really sure what it was, but I am very excited to try it. And this also has like more, I can say retro, but kind of. When was this published? Don't accidentally see spoilers, girl. I don't know, but yeah, it's got that kind of like more retro art style, which is cool. Out of nowhere, an entire school vanishes leaving nothing but a hole in the ground. While parents mourn and authorities investigate, the students and teachers find themselves not dead, but stranded in a terrifying wasteland where they must fight to survive. There's like 3 of these beautiful hardbacks. So they are a bit pricey, but if I really enjoy it, which I think I will, because I really like that premise, then I will want to continue getting them. But I mean, it's only a little bit, but can you see where it's all like damaged at the top? So we might just try and get that. If it was like that small amount of damage on anything else, I probably wouldn't worry about it. But the fact that it's on that hardback, I'm just gonna message them about that one and Alice in Borderland and see if there's anything that can be done about it. But we'll see. We have 3 more volumes, almost done. I've been filming for so long because I started late and I can't function, and I know this about myself. So why I felt the need to do this quite long video this late at night is anyone's guess. I bought the first volume of Yokohama Station, and I kind of don't remember what this is, but it's been on my wish list for quite some time because I put it on my wish list before it came out and just didn't get it. Yokohama Station has swallowed 99% of mainland Japan. 200 years ago, Yokohama Station, which had been under constant construction, developed the ability to self-propagate. Propagate? I can't say it, but you know what I'm saying. Now, with nearly all Honshu, the main island of Japan, consumed by the growing station, the population has been split into 2 groups. Those who live inside the sprawl, with fare cards embedded in their brains, and the few who persist on the remaining scraps of untouched land. Hiroto has lived his whole life on the outside, but when an exile from the station entrusts him with a mission and a ticket, he ventures into the ominous belly of the beast for the first time. It sounds weird. I like it. I don't know what it's going to be like. I haven't really seen many people talking about it, but it's been on my radar for a while, so I got it. And the last 2 were pretty much added to my list because I started watching loads of MangaTube. And I wish I could remember exactly who I got these recommendations from. I know that the first one I've seen Eclectic Collector talk about, but I can't remember if it was just in a haul or whether that he had read it and recommended it. I'm sure I've seen other people talk about this as well, but I can't remember. But that's Heart Gear. This is one. Now, I have no idea how to pronounce any of these character names, so bear with me. Nearly 200 years after the destruction of humanity in World War III, Rue lives a happy life exploring the ruins of civilization with her uncle, a robot named Zet. But when their peaceful life is threatened, Rue must trust the mysterious robot Chrome to bring her family together again. After Rue accidentally activates Chrome without a base program, what is essentially a robot's soul, she and Uncle Zet invite him into their makeshift family and encourage him to choose his own purpose. But when an insane machine attacks their home, will Chrome survive, much less find his purpose? I'm assuming that this is Chrome? I don't know. I've heard good things about it because I know that I've seen more people talk about it, and I'm sure that they were saying good things. If only I'd filmed this when I had a functioning brain, then I would probably be able to tell you. But yeah, I heard enough good things about it that I wanted to add it to my list, and it's kind of got like this cyberpunky type feel. So yeah, I'm excited for that one. And then the last one, I know that I have seen everywhere because I felt like I saw it in every channel that I watched, which is why I added it. Oh, it's nice. It feels really nice. I definitely have seen so many people talk about this. It's King in Limbo. This is really nice, man. This is like really smooth, and the pages just, it's going to be nice to read, if that makes sense. 8 years have passed since the sickness known as the sleep ended millions of lives. Now, after a dangerous procedure that involves diving into patients' memories has ended the pandemic, Petty Officer Adam Garfield wakes up in a hospital to find a bomb has taken one of his legs. But Adam's plan to retire from US Navy service and cash in on his pension to goof around with his younger siblings is shattered when he receives secret word that the sleeping sickness has returned, and it's his job to coax back the mysterious man who helped cure it the first time, a man known by the codename King. A timely and masterful science fiction thriller from the creator of Apple Children of Aeon, which I don't know. Omnibus edition includes part 1 and 2. It's rated older teen, in case you were wondering. I'm assuming that this is the Navy guy and this is King. I am so excited for this. I just can tell this is going to be a really, it's going to be really nice to read. I'm really hyped because I've heard really good things about it. I'm pretty sure Tori sent this to me and was like, why did this come up when I was looking for Promised Neverland? And I was like, I just ordered it. And then she was annoyed because she thought that she'd found something new for me and I was already on it. I don't want to hold these up. Do I have to hold them up? I mean, I'm going to need to hold them up for the thumbnail anyway. But you've seen them all. I'll do the thumbnail in a minute. Oh. I should probably shelve them. Even though it's like nearly midnight, I don't really want to leave these stacked all over the place. Should we shelve them? Yeah, let's do that. And done. So now they should all be away, apart from the two that I'm just going to contact SciFier about and just see what I can do about those. These things happen. It was a big order. There was I mean, they did their best. Look at the way they were packaged. I like my manga to be, you know. Let me know in the comments below any thoughts that you have on the manga that I've hauled. Like, are there any titles that sound exciting to you? Any that I should prioritize? I know a lot of them are continuing series that I'm already heavily invested in, so. But there's quite a few new ones on there. Also, based on these, if there's any other series that you think I will enjoy, please let me know in the comments below. As I say, I am broadening my genres. I know that quite a lot of this is kind of like, maybe not, but I'm trying. So if you have any suggestions that you think I will like, let me know in the comments below. I'm always happy to add more manga to my list. If you just want me to know you're here, that purple heart is always appreciated. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not already subscribed and you'd like to see more content from me, remember to hit that button, leave a like if you want to, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye!